Syra, Uhtred, Kermit, and Curtis have arrived at the tomb of Mick. The front is basically sealed with a stone door, so you're going to have to get through that.
Stone door? I got this. Everyone step back.
Everybody steps back from you. Give you some room.
And then I just blast it with my arm cannon.
Your shoulder cannon? Okay. It's an inanimate object and it's relatively close, so I'll make you roll to hit, but you won't have to roll very high. So this is what happens. Uhtred, as you're about ready to fire your shoulder cannon into the door, you sneeze. And unfortunately, as this happens, you fire the shoulder cannon up a little too far, and it hits the stone statue of Mick that is on the top of the mausoleum and shatters it into a million pieces.
Oh, that's it? Uhtred don't care.
Is a stone doors like just a stone door, like stone slabs?
It's basically a slab door, but it has a knob and stuff on it.
Alright, I'm gonna go up there with my lockpicking shit.
You did open the door, however, you are going to need strength rolls in order to actually push it open, since it is made of, solid stone.
Oi, big guy, I need you to hit that.
That's good enough. It's a 16. Uhtred goes up to the door and is able to push it open with a little bit of effort. And inside you see the entire room is almost like a monument, basically. It has these statues of various gnomes that are descendants of the Mick line, which mostly descended from various whores and wizard sluts and post-grads at Spellweaver Academy. But, he did live to 450 years old. Then there's also a staircase that leads down below into an area you presume to be the actual crypt.
Alright, I'm gonna start towards the stairs.
So you're gonna go down the stairs. You guys gonna follow him, or are you gonna look around the room, or do anything else?
I'm gonna follow him with my head down in shame.
I'm gonna call someone like, hey there, mate. It's okay. I got some demis for you at home.
Some what?
Some demis.
The fuck are demis?
You will see.
Sounds like heathen nonsense. And he just keeps walking.
Arch and Kane, are you gonna follow them down?
Yeah. I'm gonna do my very best to stay far behind them in case any traps go off, but I am gonna follow.
Okay. All right, so you guys traverse down the stairs with Arch, with Syra hanging a little bit further back than the rest, just in case you guys happen to run into something. And you get to the bottom, and in the area, it's basically an entire room, and the walls are lined with various coffins. But there's one in particular that's at the very end of the room that's kind of up on a pedestal. It's a stone sarcophagus, and it's kind of just suspended on these two pillars in the center of the room with two torches on either side.
I'm going to take my darksaber. I'm going to get on top of the sarcophagus. And I'm going to start piercing through and start shimming around.
Are you trying to melt the sarcophagus to get inside?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to have you do, because it's basically just going to be you oscillating that thing as fast as you can to try and build up some kind of a heat barrier. I'm going to say a dexterity check. All right, that's enough. You get on top of the coffin, you stick the darksaber through the top of the sarcophagus, and then you begin oscillating your arm back and forth, almost like twitching and moving and spinning. And as this is happening, the blade is moving around and jiggling enough to basically just kind of eventually melt a hole about the size of a basketball in the top of the sarcophagus.
My job here is done.
Technically, you didn't actually need to carve a hole in the sarcophagus.
And Curtis is going to jump down and, like this shit-eating rain, walk back to the group.
Arch, I believe you're the one that has the medallion in order to actually summon him.
Yes, I do have it. Just waiting to see if anything would have exploded or if one of these idiots would have tripped something, but everything seems okay.
Doesn't appear to, and nothing appears to have happened. You can peer inside the sarcophagus if you want, since there's a big-ass hole in it now.
I mean, yeah, sure, I'll cast light on my hand and just kind of lean it in to see what's in there.
Since Mick has been dead for, at this point, probably something around the range of 600 years, you really don't find too much in there. Some bits of bone dust, what remains of a skull, and that's really about it.
As I thought, he's no god.
I'm going to pick up the diary. We couldn't get out. They're coming.
How can you read that?
I actually don't know him, if I'm not mistaken.
Strange language to know. I'm done with that nonsense. I'm gonna go ahead and hold the medallion and see if it interacts with the tomb in some way, because they didn't give us a instruction manual with this, did they?
He said simply place it on top of the sarcophagus.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna place it down and back up again behind everybody else.
So what happens is you place the medallion on top of the sarcophagus, and after a second you see the medallion itself starts to glow blue, and then the edges of the sarcophagus and the hole that you made in the top also begin to glow blue shortly after. Then you see a cloud almost, or it looks like a cloud, flow out of the sarcophagus through the hole and then into the actual gem itself, making the interior of it look almost that cloudy bluish color that ghostly gas looks like. Then, after another few moments, once all of the gas has deposited itself into the gem, you see an apparition appear. It's Mick! He's back! And he's in ghost form now. So he is in front of you. He looks exactly like he did during the staff experiment one-shot.
It said I use turn undead.
That's not how that works.
If that's what you're after, I could do something like soul bind, which would keep his soul from ever being resurrected.
I
comprehend my power.
I'm actually not joking. He actually is, in terms of if we're talking about like magical abilities between him and Arch, even in ghost form, he is probably about twice as powerful as you at any given point or time. Mick is back in front of you, so Mick, you can take it from here. I don't know what you want. How do you want to address these guys? They just sort of woke you up from your eternal slumber.
Why have you disturbed my tomb?
Ribbit.
There's a fucking frog in here.
There's actually more than one.
Fuck, you trying to get me killed? Again?
I don't think allergies affect incorporeals.
Listen, who's the ghost here?
Not you?
Alright, what do you want?
I'm not sure. Gentlemen, why are we here?
That is a good question.
You are here to locate the Staff of Reality.
Why would we ever want that? It created this thing. All right. Oh, great and mighty Mick, we are here to learn the location of the Staff of Reality so that we can utilize it in some form of destruction that may or may not make you happy.
Oh, that thing was fucking crazy. I did so much fucking shit with that thing. Much time has passed since I died. Honestly, it's been pretty great. I fucking hated my old teammates. There was this one fucking dumbass orc that just fucking wouldn't shut the fuck up every goddamn day. I'm rambling.
Where's the fucking staff?
Alright, hold on, let me pull out my notes.
He just pulls out like a fucking 30-page booklet that's held together by twigs.
Want the key to immortality? I can give you that.
I'm kind of on my way to undeath myself, but I appreciate it. But you could do me a favor by not giving it to any of these people.
Alright, but you owe me.
Sure.
Alright, so if you want this staff, it's in a magical pocket dimension in my personal chamber.
Your are you talking about at the Archmage Tower?
Yeah. I left it there because I thought I would be back. I died. It's like one of those dad leaves for the milk situations.
Did you die or did you ascend into godhood? I'm not entirely square on this.
Mick, in terms of how the end of your life went, you were the Archmage of Spellweaver Academy for almost 400 years. You were actually the Archmage. You had lived to the point where you were kind of just sick of everything, and you were a curmudgeon-y old asshole, so you just said, fuck it, even though you could have technically made yourself immortal if you actually wanted to.
You think I want to stay alive? There's so much fucking shit going on. I can't even fucking sleep these days. And my dick stopped working. As good as that.
So, the great almighty... I'm not going to ask questions anymore. Frog, do you have any questions?
What languages do Mick know that they don't know?
He knows every language.
Yeah, I'm corporeal at this point.
You also have basically a permanent ability to use the spell Tongues for magic, so you can understand all speech coming into you.
I'm gonna speak in Gnome. I'm gonna request the knowledge of immortality. I'm gonna tell him I've been a follower of Mick, and I'm trying to rub his ego to try to...
Okay, I want you to roll a persuasion check.
It's kind of freaking me out that frog could speak to me like that.
Is that the plus 13?
Yeah.
Kane, what I'll do is I'm going to have you roll an intelligence check against that, but I'm going to have you use Mick's intelligence. So Mick's intelligence at this point in time is a 30. So it would be a plus 10? Oh, okay, you beat it.
You are not ready for the power of the gods, young man.
Please, sir. I've been searching for your glory this entire time I've been here. I would like to keep spreading the word of the great Mick, going all the way from Spellweaver Academy, all across the desert of the old forest.
Man, why do I
Please.
stay alive forever anyway? That sounds like a pain in the ass. You
This
have to
might
pay
take-
taxes every year.
But aren't you an immortal god, like Bing?
Yeah,
Why
I'm
would you
not.
pay taxes?
I mean, I don't, because I'm fucking dead. What are they gonna do? Shoot me?
Can I try one more?
You can try and outdo him one more time, yeah.
Bitch.
All right, 18. All right, Kane, you got to beat an 18. You get a plus 10 again. Oh, okay.
Tell you where it's at.
Thank you.
You know Mordor? It's not in Mordor. I actually gave it to some guy I went to a bar with. His name was Terry. Last I heard, he was in South Kingdom, and he might have taken it over. Honestly, he was kind of a dick. I thought it would be funny. But all you gotta do is place your hands on his head and chant the command, Yishavalamaga. And yeah, and then you're immortal until somebody does that to you.
I'm off. I'm gonna have like the cape.
You have no idea where this person is, technically, and it's also been 600 years since Mick saw this person.
Tell him he still owes me fucking 5 gold coins.
So you have successfully found out how to get immortality, just you have no idea where to start. Now Mick is basically, he inhabits the gem for now. He can choose to go back into his body if he wishes, but the other thing is that there's a little bit of an issue with the staff, because he knows how to use it, but none of you do. So something that gem can do is, if somebody wears it who is magically inclined, the only way to really use it is to basically channel it through Mick's ghost, because he's the only one that actually knows how to use the death beam that the staff can fire, because he's used it before.
All right. Oh, great and mighty Mick, in this strange amulet necklace. Is there anybody in particular that you want to piggyback with? Because I could hand you to the frog. You two seemed pretty chummy earlier, but I don't know if you can.
He
Oh,
smells.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah, no, he just ran out like a jackass. So it's just
Yeah, I'm gone.
anybody can technically carry him, but for the person who is using the staff, you have to have the gem on your person to use it correctly. This is true, and you can still use it like that. I will allow it. However, the only person that is magically inclined enough to do that is Arch. Even though Raka and Cham, you guys can both cast spells, but you are not to the level where you can actually get the staff to function.
I will use the Bossum Ra's faith to get this staff to
The
function.
boss of Ra. Man, I fucking hate that guy.
I fucking hate you, you little frog. I'll stick you in the pot, I will.
Shut up. He would talk about peace and prosperity like
I kick Kermit in the frog nuts.
Wait a minute, the ghost? He just turns to Kane's character and
Oh, what
nails
the
him
fuck?
in the groin because he knows he can't actually kick the ghost. And the other thing is, too, is that he really, because he's in ghost form, he really only has enough power to channel the staff one time correctly. So when you use it and you pick the thing that you want, it's going to be a one-time deal. After that, it's a Russian roulette thing again. And also, since the staff has been upgraded because of what you did in the staff experiment one shot, it does 1,000 different effects, and it does 2 effects, one after the other, if you use it incorrectly. Again, you can narrow it down if you know how to use it like Mick does. So who's going to carry the gem?
I suppose I'll have to if nobody else is going to take the responsibility.
be gentle. It's my first time.
No, I won't do that.
Not the jersey.
The what?
My gem pussy.
Oh God.
Arch takes the medallion and hangs it around his neck, make sure it's on the outside of his clothing. After all of that is over, you guys can now leave. You know what you have to do. You have to go back to Spellweaver Academy and go to the Archmage's bedchamber.
Somebody pick up my DoorDash on the way out.
I didn't see it on the way in. I think maybe the driver might have stolen it.
Fucking orcs. That's why
Yeah.
you never let them get jobs in this economy.
By the way, as you leave the mausoleum, you do notice there's a little ghostly bag of fast food and a shake that's sitting outside.
Yo, it's my Shake Shack.
I don't know how I meant to pick up a ghost bag.
You don't have to. Mick comes out of the gem and grabs the food and then retreats back inside. You then hear mawing noises.
Fucking put pickles on it. God
Could you-
damn it.
Are you telling me that he can just come out of there whenever he likes?
I'm fucking
Yes.
God.
A horrifying genie concept. I'm not a fan.
To be fair, he's going to probably spend half of his time sleeping anyway, and you don't have to listen to the sound. Most of the time he will be silent if he's in there unless he needs to tell you something. So you guys load back up on the Iron Bull, and you can head back to Spellweaver Academy.
While we're headed that way, I have an interesting clerical question. Is he able to, say, perhaps if someone was to sit in the study with him, at least reduce the amount of randomness, if not direct it?
To put this in perspective, the amount of research and time that he had to put in order to learn the magical way to use the staff was roughly 150 to 200 years.
I wasted my fucking life.
So how about this? So here's what I'll do here. I'll let you do some training exercises over the course of the rest of the campaign. And if you continually improve on those training exercises, I will narrow down the randomness of the staff. So the first part of it will be that it will no longer do 2 at once when you do it. It will only do once, unless you specifically want it to do 2. The second will be, it will be reduced from 1,000 effects down to 100. And if you pass the third, then it'll be reduced from 1,000 down to 50. But that's about as far as you're probably going to be able to get, is 50 random effects. You're basically channeling the power of a god into a staff. So it's, unfortunately, with the amount of wildness of the magic going through it, that's pretty much the best you're going to be able to get at your level without years and years and years of study. So is there anything else you guys want to do on the way back, like just in passing?
Did the frog fully leave, or is he with us still?
I'm gone. Fucking, all I know is like go to the South Kingdom, look for Terry. I took Ariel.
All right, so you're going to fly off. So everybody else is on the Iron Bolt.
I'm gonna tap the amulet. Mick, out of curiosity, because the frog's missing, what did you tell him?
Well, I'm being honest with you. I told him the 100% the truth. I gave immortality and all of its secrets to this guy. His name was Terry. Honestly, I'm gonna be for real with you. I was really fucked up that night, and I thought it would be funny if he committed a genocide. I don't know if he succeeded. I was not in the right mindset on that one. But, yeah, it's not hard. You just need to know the right word.
Well, here's the thing, Mick. I'm not technically alive. Do you think you would recognize Mick if you saw him again? Your friend Terry, I'm sorry. Your magnificence stunned me for a moment, and I forgot his name. If we were to find Terry again and say I turned him inside out and threw him into a hell dimension, would you be too very upset at that?
Yeah, not really. Fuck him.
We'll put that on the to-do list for whenever we get the staff. So let's continue onward, and then I'll just pop over there, turn him inside out, leave a note for the frog, and then head on.